Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Do You Speak Cilantro? And I'm here with another video. I am talking today about the reasons why I quit my job. So I haven't really mentioned this before in my previous videos. I've talked about dating in Australia, and to be honest with y'all, during that time I was still getting my footing when it comes to the whole YouTube thing, figuring it out. I'm still figuring it out. I don't even really know how many people are actually watching this, but regardless, it's still something I enjoy, so I'm still gonna work on putting out the content to you. Now, as many of you know, it says nomadic lifestyle. That's how I've been living my life, being able to work abroad, and I've been traveling pretty solidly for the past 5 years, or what, 2012, 13, 17, 18, oh, for the past 7 years. 7 years, I didn't even realize it's been 7 years, like, not even counting anymore. So yeah, I'm going to talk about my time of being in Australia, living there for 3 years, and the reasons why I quit my job and took on a job with less money. So yeah, shout out to all the people who have been following me so far. You guys know that I have other spaces online: Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. I've always had a Facebook page, but I'm in the process of revamping it, so there's going to be more content on there, so you can go to Do You Speak Cilantro, that is on Facebook, and like that for just interesting videos and other extras and stuff that may be going on. So let's get right into this video. By the way, I'm not a makeup guru, but I don't know if you can see, my face is all Fenty. So I have to say that Fenty is the only makeup brand that has gotten me to embrace makeup at the age of 28, because before that I had no clue. That and makeup culture is booming on YouTube, so the two of those things have got me looking. This video is primarily for anybody who is in a current situation, whether it be work, whether it be a relationship, or just any type of situation that you aren't feeling, and maybe you know deep down that you're not feeling it. It doesn't feel right, but maybe you're having some self-doubt about which direction to go, how to move forward, and constantly questioning, is this the right decision? Am I making the right decision? So yeah, when I arrived in Melbourne, well, let me back up. I arrived in Australia about beginning of September of 2014. I was there for my working holiday visa, and so the intention was at the time to go there for a year, do my thing. I was primarily focused on doing work, there for the work, because I wanted to gain some international experience. And I think at the time I was planning on, I was gonna work there for a solid year. I was going to try to get into working for a high-end restaurant, and just get, basically build up my resume. And then after the year, the plan was to then take that experience and hopefully connections that I would have gotten and either go to, I wanted to move to London. I was either going to go to London, or I think I was going to go to Montreal, one of those two places. None of that shit happened. So I ended up 1 year turned into 3, and the reason for that was because I found myself in a situation where I got a job offer that I thought would be a good opportunity, a way to stay longer, because I realized that Australia was awesome, and I think I've talked about this in other videos, and I was enjoying the lifestyle, I was enjoying the money. I was making enough money for the first time where I could easily pay rent, I could easily go out all the time with my friends, to like eat, enjoy, go out for drinks, go and do things, and have money to save, to throw money at some of my loans, as well as have money to go on a holiday or go on vacation. So like while I was in Australia think I went to Japan. I went to, where did I go? I went to Thailand while I was over there. I went home twice. I went home, flew back home to visit for a few weeks at a time. My mom came over to visit. So I got like a little bit of travel in. But the thing is I felt like I got off track, and I've been working in the hospitality industry since I was 16 years old, and I'm currently 29. So at the time when I was first getting into my career as like, you know, becoming a chef, my idea was, you know, what you typically think of when it comes to, or what people who are not in the hospitality industry, you might think, okay, it's hard work, which it is, it's long hours, but that didn't even faze me, because I've always enjoyed cooking. I always loved to cook, and I guess my idea at the time was, you know, get a job that at least that I love, get into a career that I love, so that, you know, I'll be able to, you know, I won't grow tired of it. And now that I think back, it's like, it's such linear thinking, because, you know, as we get older, we're going to change. How you think when you're 20 years old is going to change by the time you're 25, and that's going to change by the time you're 29. But see, I wasn't really like thinking about it. But lucky for me, being a chef, it's a job where it allowed me to travel. And the thing that was always consistent is that, okay, traveling has always been a passion of mine. I'm always talking about, you know, I'm a self-professed nomad, but it's only really been within the past year that I've really finally sat down and like come to terms with what does that even mean, calling myself a nomad. Like, how does that translate into money? How does that translate into a living? You know, because, okay, yeah, there's one thing like you like to travel, but you know, a nomad is someone that moves around. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that I realized that cooking was a passion, but so was traveling. And what I thought I wanted when I was in my teenage years and early 20s, what I thought I wanted out of my career as a chef, I realized that was starting to change, and that all the other things that I was passionate about was starting to kind of consume more of my time, or consume more of my interest. And cooking was starting to become something that, I guess, I was hitting a wall. I just kind of felt like I was hitting a wall, because you think that in your career, you know, it's like, most people think it's like steps, right? Steps to kind of like, you know, okay, I do this one thing, gain this experience. Okay, now I'm moving up. Okay, I've gained experience here, and now I'm moving up. And I was starting to feel within hospitality that I was starting to plateau. So, I mean, even from, I think I started realizing that when I started working on the ship. And that's where I started working really hardcore, as far as when it came to like just working in kitchens. I'm talking like, you know, 50 hours, 60 plus hours a week. And luckily with working on the cruise ship, I got most of my traveling in that way. And so that was like, I think that's one of the reasons why I stuck it out as long as I did. But I've always had other interests. I used to write a lot more. I used to blog a lot more. And I realized the deeper I was starting to get into hospitality and working, it was pulling me away from those other interests, or I just didn't have the time or energy. And then on top of that, I found that, I guess you could say, distractions. I was kind of getting caught up, especially with the lifestyle of Melbourne. It's so easy. It's a city that's very easy to become, you know, very comfortable. And, you know, I just got off track. I got caught up with like things like, well, with dating, and just getting caught up in other people's dreams, like, you know, managing someone else's dream. And it's very easy to get off track from the things you want to do. So if anyone is watching this and you're feeling like you want to leave your job, you can have one reason for that, or there can be multiple reasons to leave your job. Like, it doesn't matter. But what I think you need to do is, the first thing is to get honest with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want? What is it that you want to do? Because that's what I damn sure had to do that with myself. And that was a long process. It was not a direct process for me to get to that point. It was a lot of me, you know, questioning myself, and I still do. That doesn't end, but the thing is, you know, when it comes to work, you know, unfortunately we live in a society where you have to work, you have to earn money to have your keep, but there's ways to get what you want out of it. It's like, if you're going to do this, if you're going to play the game, you got to figure out, okay, well, how can I make it work for me? What is it that I want? And this isn't just for jobs. Like, I kind of feel like it's for personal relationships, whether it's with a significant other or whether it's with your friends and even family. Like, what do you want? That's the first thing you have to ask yourself. So you're in a situation where you're feeling angry, you're starting to hate your job, because that's me. I was starting to like actually hate going to work. It threw me off big time because I was like, well, damn, like, this is all I've ever known. This career, it's a career that I went to school for, that I still got loans that I'm paying for, and it's like, damn, now here I'm in this situation where I'm like, I do not want to go into work. So I had to kind of like really start getting honest with myself. Like, Leo, what is it that you want to do? What is it? What would make you, I don't even want to say what would make you happy, because even happiness is like, happiness isn't even necessarily tied to a job. So I was like, okay, well, what is it that you don't want to do anymore? Or let's start there. You don't know what you want, but most people, you might not know what you want, but you know what you do not want. And for me, it was like, I was like, I'm just getting tired of cooking for rich, mostly white people. Because it's like all the jobs I've ever had, especially because you think, at least, I don't know, fine dining. For a long time, I thought that fine dining was like, oh, this is it. This is it. I'm at the top of the world. This is it. Like, if I'm working at this level, this means that I made it. And I was getting to the point where I'm like, I wasn't even getting any more satisfaction out of that at all. So that was like, I guess if you want to call it the breakthrough, that was kind of the breakthrough for me. But then it's like, all right, so what do I need to do now? What's next? So I realized, I was like, all right, I got to figure out what's missing, what do I want, and what do I need to do? Those are like the three things. That's where I was kind of at, like last year, in the middle of last year. So I went home for 5 weeks. I left Australia, went home for 5 weeks. I had 5 weeks home with my family, which was kind of like a good recharge for myself. And I was like, well, I don't want to work in this job anymore, but I don't even know if I want to go to another kitchen, because I was like starting to feel like it was just the same thing over and over again. Like, I realized I'm not gonna find a perfect chicken, God. I'm not gonna find a perfect kitchen where everything is going to go my way, you know, especially being a Black woman. And, you know, when it comes to, I feel like when it comes to hospitality, a lot of people end up having mentors, and nobody ever really tells you how you go about being a mentor, or not being a mentor. Nobody tells you how you go about getting a mentor. I realized for me that, okay, I need to take a break, I think, from this industry completely. I need to remove myself from this. I need to remove myself and be able to like think, try to figure things out. So that's when I made the decision to, you know, go to Korea, or to come to Korea. And I've been here now for 1 month. So, but at the time it was a bit scary, because it's like, well, Korea, if you're coming to live here, or you want to come to stay for more than, you know, 90 days, most people are coming here to teach English. So then you have cooking and you have teaching, and those two things are like, they don't have really anything to do with each other. But teaching English and coming to Korea was something I had thought about, like after when I had graduated from CIA, which that was 2010. I was thinking about it back then. So I realized, because I'm like, I'm not really trying to go back to the US, like, and that was another thing, was I feel like there was always this idea well, it was this idea, I guess, maybe imposed on me by some family members, and I was even taking it to heart that, okay, well, I will finish traveling and then I will go back home and then I will begin. I will start, I will get serious, you know, I will put roots down. But then it's like, okay, I'm looking and like, okay, well, I'm at the eve of my 30s, and that urge to go home to do any of that, none of that has actually happened. So what does that mean? And it's like, it's just so many things. And so I say all that to say that when you are in a situation, you're trying to figure out your stuff, the best thing that you can do is listen to yourself and how you feel. It's not an easy thing to do because, you know, it's, again, you got self-doubt, you got other people's ideas, you got whatever, society, kind of everybody's like at you, telling you and making you feel what you should do. So if you feel a certain way, it's easy for those feelings to kind of get, you know, subdued, to get pushed aside, especially when you have all this other stuff coming at you. But I would say that the step, you know, to figuring out if you should leave your job, leave a bad relationship, is to just trust yourself, because I don't think people do that enough. There's a lot to be said about intuition, because, you know, it's your internal compass. It really is your internal compass. And, you know, you don't feel that way internally for no reason. You know when you don't like someone, you know, oh, I had a bad feeling. Like, that shit's real. That is real. That feeling that you have, it's not nothing. It's something. So, you know, you meet somebody and everybody likes to throw the word vibe. I got a bad vibe, good vibes all around. Everybody wants to throw that word around, but it's like, you know, it's true. Like, and I guess the older I get, I'm realizing that I'm starting to pay attention more to, you know, people's energy. I'm starting to pay more attention to, you know, energy around me and how that affects me. So like, you know, you meet somebody right off the bat and they, you know, you can feel right away. You can feel right away if there's like a genuine connection, or if it's just, you know, as my grandmother says, hi, right, and bye. Hi, right, and bye. So sometimes that's just how it is. So I would say, you know, it's so important to focus on those things, because that's kind of what has gotten me here. And I've been here for 1 month, and I'm in I'm in Korea, you know, and I'm chilling. So there's still some challenges. I'm still trying to work towards my personal goals, but, you know, listening to myself and pushing through helped me to focus on manifesting the things that I want. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm not saying that I'll never step foot inside a kitchen again, but then again, I'm not trying to teach English forever. But what I do know is that being here and teaching English, it's challenging in a good way that I think that will help me. And it's, you know, it's a tool. It's a tool that I'm using to get to where I want to be. And, you know, this day and age, you got to kind of get creative and get serious and honest with yourself when you're trying to, you know, achieve your goals, whatever that may be. So I hope that this video helps anybody watching that's, you know, in the same situation, because, like, you know, I'm saying this not as a guru or not as, you know, someone who's like trying to be on some like advice guru tip. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying this as someone who's just recently learned all of this stuff, and it's been a long road getting to all of the current, you know, realizations that I have about this issue. So I just hope that this, you know, is helpful for anyone watching. Once you locate what's missing, once you decide what it is you're trying to do, and, you know, you'll know what you need to do. Once you figure, that's half the battle, because once you figure it out, what you want, then half the battle's won. Now the next challenge is, you know, formulating your plan and trying to figure stuff out. And that's kind of like where I am, because even though I'm here in Korea, you know, I'm still struggling with my school debt big time. I'm making less, probably a little bit, not that big of a difference. I'm probably making less money than I was making in Australia, but the trade-off is that I have a lot more time to focus on creating the lifestyle that I want for myself. And that's what I figured out what I wanted. And that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted, was to have the opportunity, have a chance to give myself the opportunity to create the lifestyle that I want on my terms, and to be creative like I was when I was younger, but use it to my advantage to create opportunities for myself. So yeah, you know, we just gotta keep pushing through. We gotta stay hydrated. We gotta, you know, we have to guard our energy, protect your energy, and, you know, keep working on these manifestations. So anyway, I hope this has helped, and you can catch me on Instagram. I post a lot more stuff on Instagram stories regularly, so you can see what I'm doing. And you know, I'm working on more content geared towards people who feel that, you know, the nomadic lifestyle is something that suits them, because we're out here. We are out here. There are people who have embraced the nomad lifestyle, and I have just recently done that, or at least I've recently put a name on it, and I no longer feel guilty. I no longer feel like I need to move home. That's starting to go away. Please hit the bell for, you know, notifications so you can get more videos, more content from me. And be sure to subscribe if you're digging what I'm talking about here, or you're feeling the other videos. Please subscribe. Please comment, share your comments. I'm always down in the comments, and I'm like immediately like I'm on that shit. I'm like do. So anyway, yeah, everybody take care and stay well. Bye. Hey, 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 hey.